Thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies, and this is Civilization and Freemasonry from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey. Civilization and Freemasonry. Those who investigate in the proper spirit the history of speculative masonry will be strongly impressed with the peculiar relations that exist between the history of masonry and that of civilization. They will find these facts to be patent that Freemasonry has ever been the result of civilization, that in the most ancient times the spirit of Masonry and the spirit of civilization have always gone together, that the progress of both has been with equal strides, that where there has been no appearance of civilization, there has been no trace of Freemasonry, and finally, that wherever Masonry has existed in all of its forms, there it has been surrounded and sustained by civilization, which social conduct it in turn elevated and purified. Speculative Masonry, therefore, seems to have been a necessary result of civilization. It is, even in its primary and most simple forms, to be found among no barbarous or savage people. Such a state of society has never been capable of introducing or maintaining its abstract principles of divine truth. But while speculative masonry is the result of civilization, existing in its bosom and never found among barbarous or savage races, it has, by reactionary law of sociology, proved the means of extending and elevating the civilization to which it originally owed its birth. Civilization has always been progressive. That of pelagic Greece was far behind that which distinguished the Hellenic period of the same country. The civilization of the ancient world was inferior to that of the modern world, and every century shows an advancement in the moral, intellectual, and social conduct of mankind. But in this progress from imperfection to perfection, the influence of those speculative systems that are identical with Freemasonry has always been seen and felt. Let us, for an example, look at the ancient heathen world and its impure religions. While the people of paganism bowed in their ignorance to a many-headed god, or rather worshipped at the shrines of many gods, whose mythological history and character must have exercised a pernicious effect on the moral purity of the worshippers. Speculative philosophy, in the form of the ancient mysteries, was exercising its influence upon a large class of neophytes and disciples by giving this true symbolic interpretation of the old religious myths in the adytum of their temples in Greece and Rome and Egypt, in the sacred caves of India, and in the consecrated groves of Scandinavia and Gaul and Britain. These ancient sages were secretly divesting the pagan faith of its polytheism and of its anthropomorphic deities, and were establishing a pure monotheism in its place, and illustrating by a peculiar symbolism the great dogmas since taught in Freemasonry of the unity of God and the immortality of the soul. And in modern times, when the religious thought of mankind, under a better dispensation, has not required this purification, Masonry still, in other ways, exerts its influence in elevating the tone of civilization. For through its working, the social feelings have been strengthened. The amenities and charities of life have been refined and extended. And as we have had recent reason to know and see, the very bitterness of strife and the blood guiltiness of war have been softened and oftentimes obliterated. We then arrive at these conclusions, namely that speculative masonry is a result of civilization, for it exists in no savage or barbarous state of society, but has always appeared with the advent in any country of a condition of civilization, grown within its growth and strengthened within its strength, and, in return, has proved by a reactionary influence a potent instrument in extending, elevating, and refining the civilization which gave it birth by advancing its moral, intellectual, and religious character. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.